Welcome back to Anfield Vibes, your ultimate home for all things Liverpool, where passion meets analysis, and where we dive deep into the biggest headlines surrounding the Reds. And trust me, today's story is one you don't want to miss. We're talking about Diego Simeone, yes, El Cholo himself, breaking his silence after that furious clash with Liverpool fans at Anfield. And let me tell you, this is one of those moments that will be remembered for years. So stay with me till the end, because not only are we unpacking Simeone's fiery post-match words, but I'll also be taking you back to his complicated history at Anfield and why this rivalry keeps getting spicier every time he steps into our fortress. Now, picture this. The clock is ticking down, Anfield is electric, and Liverpool are pushing for a winner in a breathtaking Champions League clash. Virgil van Dijk rises like a colossus and heads in a late goal from Szoboszlai's inch-perfect corner. The Kop explodes, Anfield roars. But while Reds fans are celebrating, just a few yards away, Diego Simeone completely loses his cool. Cameras catch him pointing angrily towards the stands, shouting in rage, and even needing to be restrained by security. This wasn't your typical touchline drama. This was pure fury spilling over, and why? Well, Simeone has now revealed exactly what happened. According to him, he was insulted relentlessly by Liverpool fans throughout the match. He claims he had to endure 90 minutes of taunts, gestures, and abuse from the stands, and after Van Dijk's crushing late header, he simply snapped. In his own words, "They insult you all game long behind the bench, and you can't respond because you're the manager. My reaction to the insult isn't justifiable, but it's not easy to endure being insulted for 90 minutes. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Simeone insists that he hopes Liverpool identify the fan responsible and take action. But let's be real for a second. Anfield is known for being hostile to visiting managers and players. It's part of the mystique, part of what makes our stadium feared across Europe. So the big question I'm throwing to you, the viewers, was Simeone genuinely hard done by here, or is this just classic Simeone, losing his head when the pressure is on? Let me know in the comments, because I know Liverpool fans and football fans in general are going to have very different takes on this. But wait, the story doesn't end there. Simeone's reaction was so extreme that he ended up receiving a red card, leaving his team without their manager in the final moments. TNT commentator Darren Fletcher didn't mince words, saying Simeone absolutely lost the plot. And honestly, if you've seen the footage, you'll know exactly what he meant. It was chaotic, dramatic. And yes, peak Simeone. Yet, when the dust settled, even Simeone himself admitted it was a beautiful game played in a fantastic stadium against a team full of great players. And he wasn't wrong. Liverpool stormed into an early 2-0 lead with a deflected Mohamed Salah free kick and a dazzling solo goal from our Egyptian king. But just when it looked like smooth sailing, Atletico reminded us why they are so dangerous. Marcos Llorente, the man who has haunted Anfield before, struck twice with 2 thunderous volleys to level the score late on. And fun fact, Llorente even named his dog Anfield. Talk about irony. Still, this Liverpool side refused to be denied. And in true Anfield fashion, the drama came right at the death. Virgil van Dijk, our captain, our leader, rose highest to bury that Szoboszlai corner. The stadium shook. Atletico hearts broke. And Simeone? Well, he boiled over. Now here's the hook. This isn't Simeone's first chapter at Anfield. In fact, his history with Liverpool and our stadium is a story in itself. Remember 2020? Atletico came to Anfield in the round of 16, and against all odds, they scored 3 goals, 2 from, you guessed it, Llorente, to knock Liverpool out in extra time. Painful, unforgettable, and one of the most dramatic nights in recent Champions League history. Then in 2021, Simeone was back again, only for Diogo Jota and Sadio Mane to lead the Reds to a commanding 2-0 win. So every time he steps foot at Anfield, it feels like we're guaranteed fireworks. And this latest episode, it just adds another chapter to an already heated saga. Simeone may not have lifted the Champions League yet, but his record with Atletico, 2 La Liga titles, 2 Europa Leagues, a Copa del Rey, shows you he's a serial winner. And maybe that's why he gets so emotional in these moments. He wants to conquer Anfield. He wants to silence the Kop. But instead, the stadium seems to bring out the very worst in him. So let's flip the script to you guys. Do you think Simeone crossed the line by lashing out at Liverpool fans? Or do you sympathize with him for being under constant fire from the stands? Was this passion, frustration, or just plain unprofessionalism? Drop your thoughts below. I want to hear from both Reds and Atleti supporters because this one is sparking debates all across Europe. And don't forget, Liverpool's victory wasn't just about Simeone's meltdown. It was about resilience, spirit, and finding a way to win on Europe's biggest stage. Matches like